Hey everybody, and welcome to another art video. Today I'm working on a smaller drawing. I've been in the mood for drawing animals lately, so I wanted to work on a very colorful turtle. I didn't have an exact plan for this project other than a colorful little turtle. It's fun sometimes to just throw yourself into a project like this without a complete idea of what you want to create. I started out with a rough sketch. At first I wasn't sure if I was gonna make it cartoonish or realistic, but I ended up making it a little bit more realistic. After I had the sketch down, I decided to add a little hand holding the turtle up. It was a nice way to challenge myself in drawing hands. They can be very tricky sometimes. For the coloring, I used some very vibrant colors. For the skin tones, I used warm gray 3, 5 and 7, adding a bit of pale yellow on top to give it that shiny look. For the blues and greens, I used a mint green, processed blue and a blue-green marker. And for the orange areas, I used light rogue, a honey marker and the same pale yellow as before. I made sure to take my time with the coloring, focusing on building up the different layers with all the markers. For smaller details, I used a white jelly roll pen for the highlights and a black pencil for some of the shading. As I was coloring the turtle, I got an idea for the rest of the drawing. I didn't know what to do with the background yet or the hand, but I thought that it could look very cool and make a very nice contrast if I made the rest of the drawing in black and white and grey. So for the hand, I used cool grays 3, 5 and 7. For the darkest areas, I used a black pencil instead of a black marker, because I wanted to make a black background and I didn't want the darkest part of the hand to look the same as the background. I also used a colorless blender for some of the highlights on the fingers and a white jelly roll pen, of course. As I said, I wanted the background to be black, but it's always a struggle to get a nice black surface, especially if it's a big surface. So I decided to split the background up into smaller pieces where I could have breaks and refill my marker when it was necessary. I made a few leaves and some grass in the background to give it a bit more life and to be able to stop and refill my marker. I started off by coloring the grass and leaves with the cool gray 7. I went over them twice to make it look as flat as possible, to give it that distant look. Then I almost overfilled my black marker with ink and started off slowly to make the layers as even as possible. I did end up going over the background 3 times in total before I had something I was happy with. For the last detail that really made the turtle glow was some pencil work. I used a few colored pencils on the hand and fingers to give it that glowing effect. I also used a beige marker to outline the turtle itself, which really made it stand out from the background. And after the last couple of details, this drawing was complete. And I had so much fun creating this drawing. I usually plan ahead what I'm gonna be working on and what to do with the background and testing some colors and ideas on a piece of paper that I have beside me. So it was very interesting to do it like this. Something I will keep in mind for future projects. If you enjoyed this video, a like would be really appreciated. And if you subscribe, I would really appreciate it more. And remember that you can follow me on Instagram for progress pictures of future projects and older drawings I made before I started on YouTube. But with all that said, I hope to see you all in the next video.